Alright, welcome everyone to the Week 10 edition of The Brawl. I'm sorry about last week, but I told everyone that there's going to be a week where I wasn't going to do it. I'm bound to miss a week, but I'm here and I'm doing it, and I'm fucked up as usual. And here we go. And as you can see, we still haven't fixed the blind. It's been like 5 weeks. We still haven't fixed it. Like I said, we're all about consistency in this league. So, to start it off, for your Ryan Pyle General Manager of the Week is my brother Travis. I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh boy, like here's this guy, like, here's a GM praising his brothers again. But no one has averaged more points than Travis. Over the past 3 weeks, he has scored on an average of 120 points. As far as he's over the past 3 weeks, he scored 125, 124, 123. You haven't done that. You haven't, don't hate on me for that. Don't criticize me for praising my brothers, because I've got a brother who scored 125, 124, 123. No, that's fucking solid. And that's why I give him that, because over the past 3 weeks, no one has scored more points than him. And he deserves that. And I would give anyone else the same grace, and that's why he's my GM Manager of the Week. Rye Pie. Put the stamp on it. Let's go. But adverse to that, and deservedly so, to what all you guys are thinking, like, oh boy, my doghouse team of the week is my brother Jared. Over the past 3 weeks, and Jared was known as having a good team. He drafted a good team, and it was known to be good, but over the past 3 weeks, his scores have been 73, 87, 85, at an average of 81 points over the past 3 weeks, and he was known for somebody who's going to be putting up some points, doing some shit, and he still is. He might be a shoo-in, but there's for all them haters out there hating on the Parks family out there, hating on my bias, but that's my doghouse. Travis in the GM spot, Jared in the doghouse. That's how it goes. So, without further ado, we'll get started with the top 12. Ooh, let's hear it. Oh, God. So, started off at team number 12. Too much muscle, Zach Gillespie. Ranked last in wins. You only have 2 wins for the season. That is dead last. Can't really understand why your team look handsome if you look at Aaron Rodgers, Adrian Peterson, David Johnson, Jarvis Landry, other teams in the league, but and Gronkowski, all good players, but they're just not showing up for you, and I feel bad putting you there, and it's not your fault. It's like that team is just a nightmare. With the names, it's just not good. I'd be extremely frustrated. You've got to be the most frustrated manager in the league to have all those names but aren't producing, and it's got to be tough. But I've got to put you at 12 for that. They aren't producing. They aren't in unison, as you could say. They aren't together. There's no togetherness for them. Let me see if I can But yeah, there's no harmony between their outputs, so it's very, very inconducive. And that's why you're 12. You're just dead last in wins. But at number 11, we're going with the Kyrgyzstan Horned Keks, Cortez, lowest scoring team in the league. You've got a good hitter with Zeke, and then your only other legitimate player is Alshon Jeffrey, and other than that, it's just a free agent. Like, you could almost create, other than those two, you could create the rest of your team. You could just switch out with free agents and just do just free agent matchups and different things that yeah, it's just not a great team. And I think Gil does have a better team than you, but you're going to end up with more wins and stuff, and it's just a different, you guys are in a separate category, and that's why I put you at 11. At number 10 is Run CMC Howie. You have even less hitters on your team than Corey and Gil. On paper, your team, other than another person I'll name later, your team looks softer than. You've got some silly wins. You've got some silly wins there in the thus far, but like I said, they're silly and they don't make a lot of sense. And you've won those weeks off some bad weeks by the teams you're playing, and which is weird because it doesn't seem that way, because when you do win, you do with your 3 wins, you put up points when they don't put up points. Like, it's very misleading. Like, on your 3 wins, like, you're up here and they're there, and that's it. That's it. Like on your 3 wins, you're up here and they're down there, and it seems like you're winning big and like things are gonna happen for you. But whatever. Your roster is not very impressive, but you're keeping them alive with how good of a manager you are. Like, you knew you were gonna get that. You knew you were gonna get those big wins somewhere in there, but it just hasn't gone like how you pictured it. But you were at a tough spot. Me and you were neck and neck, tough spots, and I'll move on from that. So at team number 10, team number 9 is Donkey Punch Jim. Jim, I stumbled upon your team over the past few weeks, and I've had my eye on them, and it's a different team. Like, it's a different, and I really don't mean that in a bad way, and I'll explain. Every member of your team, from top to bottom, is what you would start from tonight, are in the top 15, besides Cooper Kupp. So every member of your team are at the top 15 at their position, which is very good. It's like crazy good, like in the top 15, like, so in the league, like, it's, and not only that, but you have the most points scored against you. And I think I didn't write it down, but I think the average point scored against you every week is 110. I think 110 is the average points scored against you, which is outrageous. Outrageous. There's teams that have made the playoffs just because, there's teams that have made the playoffs just because they haven't had very many points scored, and you're the adverse to that, and there's a chance like you could be in a greater position than what you are, but you just have a really short stick. You just drew a really short stick in the league, and you did make that trade, but that trade that you made that is very highly scrutinized with is not a difference maker for you. It wouldn't matter almost. Like I said, you have no control, like over the trade, yeah, but over the things that have carried out, which is a lot of fantasy football, but a lot of the things that have carried out are outside of your control. And your squad looks good. If you look at your team from top to bottom, there's rosters that look very similar to yours that are in playoff positions, but yours isn't because of your record and your extremely slow start. But over the past few weeks, I've noticed that your team is not as bad as they seem to be to everyone else. But that's how it is, and I'll go to team number 8 is the wide receivers, and that's me, the commish. I've got a really odd team. No one in the league had a tougher draft than me. I'll throw that out there right now. Challenge me on that. Who had a tougher go at the draft than me? No one. I have completely made the best out of what I could do, but it just hasn't been enough, and it won't be enough in the end. But that's enough for me defending myself. To me, bashing on myself is, I could have done many things better. I could have drafted better. I could have, if I wouldn't have made that trade with Jim, giving up Odell Beckham, and made a few different plays that I didn't. In hindsight, I'd only be about 10 points outside of the playoff spot right now. I'd only be about 10 point spots out, but that's how it goes. Hindsight's 20/20. Things go. But I honestly don't feel bad about the things that have gone my way so far. I have been in complete control of my destiny, and I've had the toughest go at things. I really have. I don't care who you are. Dispute me on that. So then at team number 10, 12, 11, 10, 17, number 7, Ottawa Bradley. That's a team who's 6-3 right now. Which seems really good, but they are officially out of the playoffs. We knew that time was going to come. Brad's going to end the season with a winning record.